Hello everyone. Now that we have finished the line part of chapter 6, let us begin with equations of a plane. Now, what is the meaning of a plane? We have learned this concept, that is a point, say P is a point. Now, a point is something which has no size. So, we say a point has no size. Now, what about a line? We have also learned about a line. Say a line is something which has infinite number of points on it. We usually define a line by taking any 2 points on the line, but actually a line contains infinite number of points. Okay, also the line has no thickness. It has no thickness. Why does it have no thickness? Because it is made up of only points on it. So it does not have any thickness. Now, what about a plane? If this is a plane, so suppose we draw a plane like this. We say that a plane is a flat surface. So a plane is a flat surface. That goes on infinitely. So the surface goes on infinitely in all directions. It does not have a finite size. It goes on infinitely in all directions. And it is made up of infinitely many lines. So made up of infinitely many lines. So now that I have introduced you to the concept of a plane, again we say that a plane has no thickness. Why? Because it is only made up of lines, and that is why. Now how to define a plane? In order to determine a plane or to define a plane, we need only 3 points actually. Okay, so only 3 points are required to define a plane. Now these 3 points should not be all collinear. No, all 3 of them should not be collinear at the same time. Of course, 2 points will always determine a line. So 2 of the points will be collinear under any condition. But 3 non-collinear points are what are all that are required to define a plane. So a plane can be determined by any of these concepts which is there. First of all, a plane can be determined by 2 intersecting lines. Say these 2 lines, if they intersect each other, they lie in the same plane. So a plane can be determined by 2 intersecting lines. Similarly, a plane can also be determined by 2 parallel lines. If 2 lines are parallel to each other, then they will determine the plane. They will fall in the same plane. So we say that they are coplanar. And thirdly, a line and a point outside the line determine the plane. This is an extension of this particular concept. That is, any 2 points anyway determine a line. So a line and a point outside it determine a plane. And similarly, 3 non-collinear points also determine a plane. So in this way, a plane can be determined by all of these 4 concepts that is there. So now we come to, so that is how a plane is actually. So we say that a plane is a flat surface such that the line joining any 2 points on it lies entirely on it. So if you have a plane like this, and if you have 2 points on the plane, and suppose we draw a line passing through both these points, we say that this line lies entirely on the plane. So in this way we define a plane. Now if we have a plane, then a line which is perpendicular to the plane, a line which is perpendicular like this to the plane, is called as normal to the plane. So in this case, this particular line is what is called as normal to the plane. This is something which you must remember for this part of the lesson actually. What is the meaning of normal? Normal is nothing but something, a line which is perpendicular to the plane. Now a plane can have several normals. It can have infinite number of normals actually. And all these normals have proportional direction ratios. See, a normal is nothing but a line. A line will always have direction ratios. So all the normals which are to the same plane will have proportional direction ratios because all of them are going to be parallel to each other. So their direction ratios will be proportional. So we are going to define just one normal to a particular plane, and that normal will have a particular set of direction ratios which is there. Now in real life situations, we can say that a wall, a flat wall, that is the floor, the surface of a mobile, the surface of a laptop, the flat surface of a laptop, the monitor of a laptop, etc. These are all parts of a plane. A plane is an infinite surface, so these are all parts of the plane. Now we come to study equation of a plane passing through a point and perpendicular to a vector. So we come to theorem 6.8. The theorem states that the equation of the plane passing through a point, say A bar, having position vector A bar and perpendicular to the vector n bar. What is n bar? N bar is normal to the plane. Okay, so perpendicular to the vector n bar is r dot n is equal to a dot n. So in this particular situation, as you can see in the figure, A is a point on the plane having position vector A bar, and this line is normal to the plane, say n bar, which is normal to the plane. So normal means the line which is making 90 degree, this which is perpendicular to the plane. So this is called normal to the plane. Now suppose P, so let us try to prove this particular statement, that is it. So in the proof, suppose P having position vector r bar is any point on the plane. In that case, suppose P is over here having the position vector, say r bar. Now we can just try joining A and P this way. So we get the vector AP bar. Okay, in this case, this vector is called AP bar. So in this case, we say that vector AP bar. So as you can see, these are 2 points. A and P are 2 points on the plane. When we join them, we get AP. So AP is a vector lying on the plane. So vector AP bar is perpendicular to n bar. Since the plane is perpendicular to normal n, we say that AP bar is perpendicular to n bar. When two vectors are perpendicular, we know that their dot product is 0, and therefore we say that AP bar dot n bar is equal to 0. Now AP bar in terms of position vectors, we can say that r bar minus A bar dot n bar is equal to 0. Now open the brackets, so we get r dot n minus A dot n is equal to 0, and thus we can write that r dot n is equal to A dot n. So this becomes the required equation of the plane, and this equation is called as vector equation of the plane in scalar product form. So let us just call this as vector equation of the plane. Okay, so this equation is called as the vector equation of the plane. Then we can also write it this way, that is, if over here, suppose we have r dot n, or suppose we write A dot n as d, a distance d, then the equation can also be written as r dot n is equal to d. So this way also we can write the equation that is there. Now that we have studied the vector equation of the plane, we also derive its Cartesian form, which is also important while solving sums. So theorem 6.9, a very simple theorem. The equation of the plane passing through the point A, x1, y1, z1, and the direction ratios of whose normal are A, B, C, is given by A into x minus x1 plus B into y minus y1 plus C into z minus z1 is equal to 0. Now in this case, while writing the proof, let us take P as any point on the plane. So let P having the coordinates x, y, z be any other point on the plane, be any point on the plane. So in this case, so there are 2 points on the plane now, A and P. So therefore, we can say that the direction ratios of AP, therefore the direction ratios of AP are, see, the coordinates of P minus the coordinates of A. We know this very well. So the direction ratios of AP are x minus x1, y minus y1 and z minus z1. So this way we get the direction ratios of AP. Also, they have given us the direction ratios of the normal as ABC. The direction ratios of the normal are A, B, C. So therefore, in this case, now since AP is perpendicular to the normal, we have, according to the properties of the direction ratios of 2 lines which are perpendicular, which you have learned earlier, we have x minus x1 into A plus B into y minus y1 plus C into z minus z1, and that is going to come out as 0. So this is a property of the direction ratios of 2 lines which are perpendicular to each other, and thus this is the Cartesian form of the required equation of the plane. So we have learned 2 forms of the equation of the plane. One is vector form and the other one is Cartesian form of the equation of the plane. Now this equation can also be written as ax plus by plus cz plus d is equal to 0. So remember both these forms as well as remember the vector equation of the plane that is it. Now let us see what type of sums are given in exercise 6.3 based on the previous 2 theorems which we saw just now. The fifth question of exercise 6.3, find the vector equation of the plane passing through the point having position vector I plus j plus k and perpendicular to the vector 4i plus 5j plus 6k. So in this case, the required equation. So we have to find the vector equation, which we know that it is this way. So the required equation is r dot n is equal to a dot n. Okay, so this is this simple equation that is here. We just have to find out what is n and what is a in this case. Yes, a is the position vector of a point on the plane. So this would come as a, and the normal to the plane is a vector which is perpendicular to the plane, and therefore this would be n. So here a is actually the first vector I plus j plus k, and n is a normal vector, that is 4i plus 5j plus 6k. So therefore equation would become, the equation is r dot, let us substitute the value of n over here. So 4i plus 5j plus 6k is equal to a dot n. So a dot n would become I plus j plus k, that is the value of a, dot the value of n. This way, and therefore we get r dot 4i plus 5j plus 6k is equal to, on the RHS we just have to find the dot product, which is 1 into 4 plus 1 into 5 plus 1 into 6. So therefore this comes out to be this way. So 4 plus 5, that is 9, and 9 plus 6 becomes 15. So this becomes a required vector equation of the plane that is there. And this sum can come for up to 2 marks for you in the exam time. So thus we come to the sixth question of the exercise. Find the Cartesian equation of the plane passing through A minus 1, 2, 3 and the direction ratios of whose normal are 0, 2 and 5. Now the required Cartesian equation. The required equation is now this time it is a Cartesian equation. So it is of the form A x minus x1 plus B y minus y1 plus C into z minus z1 is equal to 0. So here what is the value of x, y and x1, y1, z1 and ABC is what we have to find out over here. So here x1, y1, z1 are given by, these are the coordinates of the point on the plane. So x1, y1, z1 are given by minus 1, 2 and 3. And A, B and C are the direction ratios of the normal and those are 0, 2 and 5. So all that we have to do is we have to substitute the values over here. So we get the equation as therefore we have A into, so the equation is zero into x minus minus 1 plus 2 into, writing in this form, 2 into y minus 2 plus the third direction ratio in this case 5 into z minus 3 is equal to 0. So thus we are going to get 0 into anything is 0. So first term goes away. We get 2y minus 4 plus 5z minus 15 is equal to 0. And solving it further, therefore we get 2y plus 5z minus 19 is equal to 0. So this becomes the equation of the plane, or we can also write it as 2y plus 5z is equal to 19. Both the forms are equally correct. So thus we get the Cartesian form of the equation of the plane. Now similar to this sum, there is a sum which is given in miscellaneous exercise actually. So in miscellaneous exercise 6b, you can try out on page number 226. Question number 2, the sixth question of that exercise is just similar to the sum which we did just now. So that sum you are going to do as assignment. The seventh question, find the Cartesian equation of the plane passing through A 786 and parallel to the xy plane. So the required equation of the plane is this way only, that is, it is going to be, the required equation is A into x minus x1 plus B into y minus y1 plus C into z minus z1 is equal to 0. This is the required equation. Now in this case we already know what is x1, y1, z1. Those are the coordinates of this point A. We need to find out what is A, B, C, and then we can get the equation of the plane. So here x1, y1 and z1 is given by the point 7, the coordinates of the point, that is 7, 8, 6. Now this plane is, they have given us that this plane is parallel to the xy plane. That means it may be somewhat this way. The diagram is not important for you, only to show you all the, there is no need to draw the diagram during the exam time. Okay. So if this becomes the xy plane, this is the xy plane. So our plane, the given plane is parallel to this particular plane, somewhat this way. That means this plane is perpendicular to the z-axis. So the normal to the plane is going to be the z-axis. So therefore the normal, the z-axis is perpendicular to the plane. Therefore, the z-axis is the normal to the plane. Now the z-axis has direction ratios 0, 0, 1. So therefore, the direction ratios of the z-axis the z-axis is normal to the plane and the direction ratios of the z-axis are 0, 0, 1. So now in this case, we have the direction ratios of the normal also. So a point on the plane is known and the normal to the plane is known. Therefore, we can find the Cartesian equation of the plane. So the plane passes through the point A 786, we read in the question. So therefore, the required equation of the plane is x minus 7, a into x minus 7. So 0 x minus 7 plus 0 y minus 8 plus 1 into z minus 6 is equal to 0. So this becomes, now these two terms are going to be 0. So thus we get z minus 6 is equal to 0. So this becomes the equation of the plane, that is the Cartesian equation of the plane. Now similar to this sum, there is a sum which is given in miscellaneous exercise, which you can try it out over here. This particular sum, which is given on the same page which I told you earlier of the miscellaneous exercise 6b. Okay, so this sum can be done by you as assignment. They have given that the plane passes through the same point, that is A786. It is parallel to another plane r dot 6i plus 8j plus 7k is equal to 0. From this you get the normal to the plane, that is there. Okay, this n is a normal to the given plane. N is also the normal of the required plane. So the direction ratio of the normal are 6, 8, 7. And thus you can try out this sum as assignment. The 8th question, which is the foot of the perpendicular drawn from the origin to a plane is M100. Find the vector equation of the plane. Now in this case, the required vector equation is r dot n is equal to a dot n. So first of all, we have to determine what is n and what is a. Now they have given us that there is a plane, say this is a plane. The diagram is not to be drawn during exam. It is not required to be drawn, but then just for you to imagine the condition. So suppose this is a required plane. And so from the origin, that is O, we draw a perpendicular to this particular plane. So over here, this suppose is a perpendicular. And M is the foot of this perpendicular. So the perpendicular is passing through the plane at say point M, intersecting the plane at point N, C. M has the coordinates 1, 0, 0. So in this case, as we can see, M is a point on the plane. So M is a point on the plane. M, which is the foot of the perpendicular, is a point on the plane. M has the coordinates 1, 0, 0. So therefore, in this case, this becomes A bar. The position vector of M becomes A bar. So A bar becomes I plus 0j plus 0k. So only I into 1 plus 0j plus 0k. Okay, we can write it either way. And therefore, A bar is equal to I, this way. So thus we determined a point on the plane. What about the normal to the plane? Now, OM, since OM is perpendicular to the plane, and therefore OM is the normal to the plane. We can say that it is a normal to the plane. And therefore we have OM bar is equal to, therefore OM bar, which is N bar, is equal to m, the position vector of m minus the position vector of O, that is A minus O, which is A is I, so I minus 0, which is I. So this becomes our normal as well. So n bar is I and A bar is also I. And therefore the required equation. So the required equation of the plane is this way, that is r dot I instead of r dot n, r dot I is equal to a dot n, that is I dot I. So r dot I is equal to 1. So this becomes the equation of the plane that is there. Now again, similar to this sum, there is a sum in miscellaneous exercise, that is on page number 226, question number 8. Question 8 is very much similar to this particular 8th question that is there. So that question you can do as assignment and get a bit more practice of the concept that is there. So that is all for today's lecture. We have learnt about at least 2 equations of the plane. There are more equations, but those will be covering in the next lecture. Thank you so much for listening.